Hello and welcome to what I am tentatively calling piecemeal painting. So the idea behind this is that I want to show a painting, but I don't want to show all of it because that would take me hours. So what I thought I would do is I thought I would just show the process of making a painting, as well as some bits and pieces, some clips, as it were, to show the progress. So this first painting is going to be done, it's for my parents. They wanted a scene from the Oracle of Delphi in Greece, and they wanted to show the Oracle, they wanted to show some of the landscape as well. So this is what I've come up with for my design. You've got the woman here on the left. She's got some vapors coming up from the earth, which she's going to interpret. She's kind of looking upwards as if in a throw of prediction. And then you've got the temple going from dark to light in the background to open air and columns and those wonderful trees that I associate with the Greek landscape. The picture in the background is based on an image that my parents actually sent me. And the woman there is just kind of a generic sort of person I drew looking up. Not sure about the angle of the chin and jaw yet, but it's a rough sketch to help me get everything in place. And a lot of people don't bother with rough sketches. I think they're very important though. The reason being, it allowed me to make some decisions based on what I saw rather than what I thought. So for example, these two hands, I wanted to show supplication as if the oracle is giving in to the prediction. And I like how this hand turned out. I think it was very natural. This one looks a bit more stiff and I'm not as happy with it. So it allowed me to try two different hand poses out. I don't want to use that one. I do want to use that one, however. It also gave me a chance to try out the outfit. I looked up a couple of pictures of the Oracle of Delphi to find what other artists have done and to try and find a costume which is relatively period accurate, at least to some extent. And this is the one I sort of came up with using. And again, not a lot of detail except in the face, which I wanted to try and get some practice with before I began. And if you saw the videos I did about facial features and putting them all together, then you'll know that this took a little bit of doing, and it certainly is not perfect. You can see the nose and mouth don't quite line up nicely. I think the mouth needs to be a little wider. But I can make mistakes in my rough copy so that I don't make them in the good copy. I thought for today what I would do is I would take that sketch and begin working out where things are going to go on the canvas itself. So I've got my sketch here still with me for reference. I'm just trying to get the outline of where things are going to go and trying the geography of the picture on the page. So even though this is the top left corner of the video, there's quite a little bit more of the canvas up there, so it's not centered. The camera tripod is about as far as it will go. So whereas I cut off the head by accident on my last video, I'm not doing the same thing here. So you can kind of see that circle shape I start with. Might be a little bit too big. Let's make that a little smaller, a little higher up. And I'm drawing very lightly in pencil here. And the reason for that is to allow me to erase it if necessary. You want to erase those guidelines on paper, which is not always easy if you press hard. It is doubly difficult on canvas to erase lines that you don't actually want. So that being said, I do want to try and get as close an approximation as I can to what I worked out. So there's the top of the head as I work on it there. And then you have the neck coming down. And then the hands. And again, because the canvas is quite a bit bigger than the field of vision I have available, I'm trying to keep everything on screen in the video as well, so you can see what I'm doing here. Again, not a lot of detail in the hands. I'm just working out the basic shape, where all the joints are. And when you're drawing hands, you might find that drawing in knuckles helps you kind of get organized as to where all the fingers will go, making life a little bit easier for you in the long run. Just kind of working all of these things out. And again, I'm looking at my reference picture periodically. It's up over here off screen. And that way I can kind of gauge how it's turning out. I often actually find as well that the picture will look better than the rough copy because I did all that work to begin with. And the other hand is kind of just below and to the right of the head. So there's the palm, the joint. And I think I need to make that wrist, there we go, a little wider. And try and mirror this hand here this time around. So there's the palm coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4 knuckles. And then you'll have the vapors coming up here from below. And that, I think, not looking too bad there. So that's how I begin the painting. I'm not doing any rough sketches sketches on the canvas for the background, largely because I want that to be a little more of something that's done on the canvas. I just wanted to get the basic shape of the oracle there, and then that way I can work with the rest of the image at my own leisure. So I'm going to back the camera up a little bit on a tripod so you can kind of see. There's leaves me a lot of room for the background. And I've got my foreground at least worked out in pencil, nice and light so I can erase it if I need to. All right, so that's part 1. I'm hoping there will only be 3 parts. It might be 4 though, where I'm going to show actually the painting get started. I'm going to begin with the background. And I begin with the background because if I make a mistake, I'm overlapping the background. I'm not having the background going over top of something I've already done in the foreground. So I hope that made sense. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider giving it a like, sharing with someone who might also appreciate it. And if you enjoy the content you've seen so far, please consider subscribing as well. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.